Continue our chapter number 4, Colonialism and the Maratha. We had already learned about the conflict between the Portuguese and the Maratha Empire. In this lecture, we will learn about the Dutch and the Maratha Empire. It was inevitable for the Dutch to have a contact with the Maratha rule when they established a factory in Vengurula, this is in Sindhudurg district of Maharashtra. This factory was established in 1649 and the Dutch trade was flourished there. However, the trade was affected adversely when Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj attacked Kudal. Kudal is also in Sindhudurg. In 1665, the Mughal governor Subedar of Surat asked for help from the Dutch for destroying the Maratha naval force. However, the Dutch offered no help. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had allowed them to build a factory at the Bhol, but for some reason it never functioned. The political relation between the Dutch and the Maratha kept changing to suit the need of the time. The Dutch expected help from the Marathas to evacuate the British from Mumbai. The Maratha did not harm the Dutch factory when they ransacked Surat for the second time. And also their Karnataka campaign, the Maratha ensured the safety of the Dutch factory and also issued them trading permits. For these favor, the Dutch paid tribute to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. The Dutch factory at Porto Novo in Tamil Nadu and Tegnapattam in Kanyakumari were left unharmed by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. In 1668, the French established their factory at Rajapur. Rajapur is in Ratnagiri by seeking permission from Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. They supplied ammunition to Swaraj in return. The Maratha, remaining true to their friendly relation with the French, left the French factory unharmed during the second attack on Surat. In return, the French paid a big tribute to them. In 1677, Francois Martin, the Governor General of Pondicherry, obtained permission for opening a factory there and assurance of its safety. After the southern campaign by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Maratha supremacy was established on the coast of Coromandel, the southern eastern coast of India. Later, the rivalry between the British and the French got extended to their colonies in India as well. They competed for dominions on various Indian territories. Both began to interfere in the administration of the local kingdom. The French gained entry into the courts of Nizam under the pretext of imparting military training. Ibrahim Khan Gadi, a mercenary trained under the French, was hired by Sadashiv Rao Bhau Peshwa in the Maratha army as chief of artillery. In the third battle of Panipat, Mahatji Shinde had observed Ibrahim Khan's skill. Inspired by it, he built a trained army with the help of the Vongoy, a French military trainer, and also established a well-equipped artillery. Backed by his trained army, Mahatji Shinde could establish Maratha power in North India. He was also successful in keeping the British under control. Next point is British and the Maratha Empire. The political relation between Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and the British began due to Afzal Khan episode. Prior to the meeting between Maharaj and Afzal Khan, the Bhol was conquered by the Maratha army. At that time, there were 3 ships of Afzal Khan unloading in the Dabhol port. On receiving the report of Afzal Khan's death, Mahmud Sharif, his representative in Dabhol, took hold of the ships along with the wealth and goods on it and fled to Rajapur. Fazl Khan, Afzal Khan's sons, asked Abdul Karim, the Subedar of Rajapur, to unload the ships at Rajapur. The Maratha took advantage of this opportunity to attack Rajapur and conquered it. Now Abdul Karim, who had taken loan from the British, was unable to repay it. Hence, the British seized one of the three ships which were in Abdul Karim's charge. Of course, this was unacceptable to the Marathas and they asked the British to return the ships. The British refused to do so. Hence, the Maratha detained Velaji, the local agent of the British, at Jaitapur. Jaitapur is actually a port in the district of Ratnagiri. Philip Guilford, a British officer, visited the Maratha camp to request Velaji's release, but he was also detained there. Later, both of them were released. However, this instance strained or distorted the Maratha-British relation. Panhala fort was under the siege led by Adil Shah's army and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was trapped inside the fort. Henry Revington, a British officer, Guilford and Velaji were supplying ammunition to Adil Shah's army. They were certain that there was no escape for Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj from this situation. However, Maharaj was successful in escaping from Panhala. Next year, the Maratha defeated the British in the Rajapur campaign. The British officer Henry Revington, Randolph Taylor and Philip Guilford were arrested and imprisoned for 2 years. Earlier, Lieutenant Stephen Eustace had met Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj on Raigad for obtaining permission for the British factory. A meeting between Sundarji and Pillaji, representative of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and Eustace was arranged, but the negotiations in this meeting were not successful. The Occident, a British agent, was present in the coronation ceremony of Shivaji Maharaj. He obtained the permission to open a British factory at Rajapur. On 12th June 1674, an agreement was signed by the British and the Marathas. The following terms and conditions were included in the agreement: issuing permission for the British to trade in Swaraj, to open factories in Rajapur, Dabhol, Chaul and Kalyan, right of the Maratha to levy 2.5% octroi on the British good, etc. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj prohibited use of British coinage in the Maratha dominion. He also refuted some of the conditions put by the British, such as the British goods found afloat from the wrecked ships should be returned to them and the Maratha should enter a treaty with the Siddhis of Janjira. This clearly reveals his resolute policy of safeguarding Maratha sovereignty. In the time after Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj, Nana Sahib Peshwa took charge of administration. The British could ensure their entry in the political affair of the Marathas as Nana Sahib. On one occasion sought help from the British. Nana Sahib was succeeded by his second son Madhavrao Peshwa. However, Nana Sahib's younger brother Raghunath Rao wanted to become Peshwa. Raghunath Rao allies Raghuva approached the British for help. It resulted in appointing a British envoy in the Peshwa court in Pune. In 1765, the British took over the fort at Malwan. After the death of Madhavrao Peshwa, his younger brother Narayan Rao became Peshwa. In his reign, the British tried to conquer Thane, Vasai, Vijayadurg and Ratnagiri. In North India, the Mughal emperor was under the protection of Shinde Holkar. By this time, the British had become active to get the custody of the Mughal emperor and to reduce the power of Bhosle dynasty of Nagpur in Bengal. British to bring the region from Shasti Vasai to Konkan under their sway was very important for conducting trading operation. So they were already planning and moving in that direction. Raghunath Rao Peshwa was offered asylum, which means shelter by the British or protection by the British. The British army marched from Mumbai to Pune with Raghunath Rao Peshwa in their escort. The British army had the Maratha army met at Talegaon and Vadgaon near Pune and had combat between them. The British army and of course Raghunath Rao was defeated by the Maratha. A treaty was signed which is known as Vadgaon Treaty. Later, Nana Fadnavis formed an alliance of four rulers, namely Peshwa, Bhosle of Nagpur, Nizam and Hyder. However, the British successfully persuaded the Nizam to break the alliance. All through this happening, the British governor Von Hastings has realized that if the British had to establish their permanent rule in India, it was crucial to subdue the Marathas. The Battle of Kharda in the district of Ahmednagar, the Maratha army had a sweeping victory over the Nizam. The British envoy who was present in the Maratha camp could minutely observe and study the military tactics of the Marathas. Later, with the help of this envoy, Lord Wellesley could defeat the Marathas. Nana Fadnavis died during the time of Bajirao Peshwa II. The relation between Holkar and Bajirao Peshwa II had turned bitter. As a result, Yashwant Rao Holkar attacked Pune. Bajirao Peshwa II panicked and sought asylum help from the British. The treaty was signed by the British and the Peshwa after the instance is known as Treaty of Vasai. However, this treaty was not acceptable to Shinde and Holkar. Hence, there was another Anglo-Maratha war in 1803. The Marathas were defeated in the war. The Third Anglo-Maratha War was fought in 1817. The Marathas were again defeated and the Maratha rule came to an end in 1818. Bajirao Peshwa was guaranteed an annual pension by the British and he spent rest of his life in Bithor near Kanpur.